Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us. Can we go back? This is the moment. Tonight is the night. We'll fight till it's over. So we put our hands up like the ceiling can't hold us. Like the ceiling can't hold us.
Return to the Mac. Get on what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Me get up, first shot, hip strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Bad moonwalking, and this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music, I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track bustin'. Halfway across that city with the back crush shit. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give it to the people, spread it across the country.
Good morning, Thunder Basin. Today is Monday, September 11th. I'm Kane Clements, and you are kicking it with Kane. Today is National Patriot Day and Day of Service and Remembrance. Did you know that Thunder Basin and Gillette have their own squadron of the Civil Air Patrol? They're looking for new cadets. The Civil Air Patrol is an auxiliary of the United States Air Force, but for more, let's learn in this week's feature.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much.
Hello, my name is Steve Schofield. I'm the band teacher here at Thunder Basin High School, and I'm also a member of Civil Air Patrol. I just took over as the squadron commander. And to give you just a little bit of background on what we do, Civil Air Patrol started in December 1st, 1941, so it was actually before Pearl Harbor was bombed. And part of the job back then was to fly the coastline to look for German submarines. It's kind of morphed into what we do now, which is emergency services, where we look for lost hikers. If there's an airplane crash, we go look for survivors for that. And we do all kinds of things that are community service related, such as putting flags on the veterans' graves during Veterans Day and Memorial Day and things like that. Some of the benefits you get from Civil Air Patrol is you learn a lot about discipline. You get to kind of function a little bit in a military environment, although there is we are part of the Air Force, but there is no obligation to join the Air Force. And I have Ian Schofield here. He is actually a captain in the Civil Air Patrol as a cadet, and he's been able to do many different types of exciting events as he's going through it. So I'll have him talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so as a cadet, you get the opportunity to get 5 powered orientation rides or flights in an aircraft, and 5 glider flights in a glider aircraft. When you turn 16, you also get the opportunity to go to what we call a National Powered Flight Academy, which is essentially for 2 weeks you go and fly, and it takes you all the way to your solo endorsement in your flight training.
And then once you finish that up, then you qualify for a scholarship that will pay for the rest of your flight training. So he's in that process right now. So if you have any questions or you're interested in Civil Air Patrol, come and see us. There's a lot of opportunities for aviation. The types of people that we're looking for self-motivated people that are willing to put a lot of work in. If you put a lot of work into Civil Air Patrol, you get a lot out of it. We also look for a person that is disciplined or willing to learn how to be disciplined, just to be able to know that we can count on you to do certain things. A person that will put time and effort into community service, and a person that will allow themselves to develop leadership and then use that to teach other people how to lead. That's some of the biggest things that we do in Civil Air Patrol.
DECA and FBLA are selling snacks every day at the school store during lunch. Prices vary, but everything is $2 and under. I know you have a favorite teacher, so go ahead and nominate them using this QR code. And teachers, if you have a student that you'd like to recognize, fill out the form sent to you by Mrs. Grover. Speaking of those awesome people, let's see who this week's Sparks of the Week are.
It's going down for real.
Good morning, I'm Blake with this week's Sparks. For our freshmen, we have Martha Guzman, sophomore Gavin Hart, junior Patrick Hardsty, senior Lexus Leteau, and staff Mike Schultz. See you, Sparks.
There are a lot of new faces in Thunder Basin, 21 to be exact. Let's find out about 2 more of them in this week's commercial.
Hi, I'm Barb Childs. I'm from Moorcroft. I teach SPED this year. And an interesting fact about me is that I have 5 brothers that I grew up with and only 1 sister. And I had jaw surgery last summer, so I can't feel my chin or the right side of my face or my teeth, so it's difficult to chew. And if I was a superhero, I'd want to be Flash just so I could run fast because I'm pretty lazy and don't like to run.
My name's Kim Davis, and I am a special education teacher here. One interesting fact about me is I like to make scrapbooks. I've made about 25 or 30 of them of my family and my kids. One random weird thing about me, I absolutely love my job. And if I were a superhero, what power would I have? My power would be to make all of you see how amazing that you are. Have a great day.
The first Hope Squad meeting is today in room 364 at lunch. And boys open gym basketball is every Tuesday and Thursday from 6 to 7 a.m. Girls open gym basketball will be Monday and Wednesdays from 5:45 to 7 a.m. in Gym 1. And GSA meets at lunch on Mondays. Go see Mrs. Hedricks in room 350 to get a pass. Driver's Ed starts today, and if you were accepted into this semester's class, go to room 365 right after school. Here's Paige with this week's weather.
Good morning, Thunder Basin. I'm Paige with this week's weather. Where do lightning bolts go on dates? Cloud 9. And today we can expect to see a lot of clouds in the sky and a high of 71. Tomorrow the sun should be out all day with a high of 78 degrees, and Wednesday with a high of 79. Then we finish the week the way it had started, with our fall weather with highs in the low 70s and some clouds and rain possible. Saturday should be a nice day to be outside with lots of sun and a high of 75 degrees. Overall, this week is pretty fall-like and mostly comfortable. However, keep your sunscreen handy if you're outside because the UV index is still moderate.
You can pre-order a yearbook today at yearbookforever.com, and if you have pictures you'd like to be included, find us using the Yearbook Snap app using code BOLTS2024. Seniors, pictures due before Halloween. boltjournalism@gmail.com, sgrover@ccsd1schools.net. Get those in, please. Open Track starts today. Open Track is every Monday and Wednesday from 3:15 to 4:15 p.m. Well, that's all for me, Bolts. Let's have a great week, and here comes the Sports Cap.
Before the thunder.
Good morning, Thunder Basin. I'm Grace with this week's Sports Cap. In football, Thunder Basin High School's third game of the football season was not much like the first two. After blowing out Cheyenne South on the road and Rock Springs at home, the Bolts, now 2-1, fell to Cheyenne East 52-7. Thunder Basin won't stay home for long. The team will travel to Cheyenne for the third time in 4 weeks to play Cheyenne Central on Friday at 6 p.m. In girls swimming and diving, Thunder Basin finished its first home swim meet at Campbell County Aquatic Center on Friday, beating Rollins and losing to Kelly Walsh. The Bolts had a lot to like, starting with their diving team. Sophomore Cassie Treby won the event. Maddie Bessich, a freshman, took 5th, and sophomore Elena Wagner took 6th. In the swimming events that day, the 200-yard individual medley, Bolts relay team came in first place. In the 200-yard freestyle, Haley Wolter finished in 2nd overall. Thunder Basin had another 2nd place finish in the 3rd event. Maddie Zock took 1st in the 100-yard butterfly. In the Bolts' final 2 events, Haley Wolter took 1st in the 100 backstroke, and freshman Adeline Johnson took 2nd in the 100 breaststroke. Thunder Basin will host Gillette duels against Sheridan and Kemble County on Friday. In volleyball, the Lady Bolts volleyball teams all competed this weekend. The freshmen played at home against Casper Schools. Bolts A and B teams beat Natrona County and fell to Kelly Walsh. The varsity and JV teams both traveled to compete at Star Valley against 12 other schools last week. The JV team won their first match and split their other 2 matches on the first day and went 1-2 on the second day. While the varsity team went 3-0 on the first day and swept the day, coming home as Star Valley champions. Thunder Basin will travel to Sheridan on Friday and will host Natrona County on Saturday at Thunder Basin at noon. In golf, the Bolts punched their ticket to state. The Bolts boys overtook Cheyenne Central and took 3rd place overall, while Bodie Williams in 4A East Conference individual champion, Gibson Williams earned all conference. The girls' golf team was able to secure 2nd place as a team. Additionally, Alyssa Harchick, Emily Fox, Patient Wood, and Sage Edwards all earned conference on the girls' side. This is the first time both golf teams have qualified. Wish them all luck next week at state. In cross country, Thunder Basin took 5th in the boys and girls cross country meet at Barry Bryant Kyle Johnson Memorial on Thursday in Riverton. Patrick Hardesty took 1st among the Bolts with a 7th overall finish. Under a minute later came Ethan Nichols, then Connor Phipps was 3rd Bolt in. On the girls' side, Bolts' top 2 runners finished in 12th and 13th at the meet. Mallory Jones and Megan Doherty are a mere millisecond apart. Thunder Basin will be in Sheridan this week for the Mitchell Ludwig cross-country meet on Thursday. Tennis. Thunder Basin hosted both Casper schools for the team's 2nd-to-last tennis matches of the season before the conference and went 4-6 against Natrona and 2-6 against Kelly Walsh. The Bolts went 1-on-1 in girls' singles matches. Both boys' single matches went Natrona County's way. Thunder Basin's top girls' double team of Brooke Kendrick and Ava Gorsuch won in 2 sets. Tiara Tochik and Emma Kendrick won in 3 sets. The boys' double teams swept Natrona County. Thunder Basin will have one more tennis match at home against Sheridan on Saturday before the postseason begins with regionals at home. That's all for me, y'all. See you next week, Bolts.